Hello, I'm Roger. Welcome to my story, multiple sclerosis, the monster inside me. Okay, welcome back. It is Monday, June 14th, and I thought I'd give everyone a latest update of what's going on with me. MS is still with me. You know, I have lesions in my brain, my neck, my back, and the numbness, and fatigue never ends. It's always there. But on the other side, you know, I've been talking about having my appointment with the UNM Neuro Science Center, and I had that appointment a week ago on Monday and met my new neurosurgeon, Dr. Carlson. I got to say, I like Dr. Carlson. We had a fairly lengthy visit, and he explained to me that because of the size of the tumor that I have in my head, that chemotherapy and radiation are not an option at this point. Really, the only choice I have is to have brain surgery and have this thing removed as much as possible. They're not going to be able to get it all. They're going to probably get 80 to 90% of it. It's around in a major artery, and the tumor is right here in the back of my head, and it's about the size of a golf ball, and it's wrapped around an artery, which is causing problems, and so they're not going to be able to get it all because of the artery. So after the procedure, I'll have to undergo, he mentioned, chemotherapy, which I am not looking forward to at all. But that being said, all the plans and arrangements have been made. I will be going into the hospital 2 weeks from today, and I'll be getting an angioplasty. I'm sure I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, where they're going to map out all the blood vessels in my head, and then I'll probably be getting another MRI either that day or Tuesday. I won't be leaving the hospital. My surgery will be on Wednesday. I'll have surgery Wednesday, probably spend a day or two in the ICU unit, and then hopefully 4 or 5 days after the surgery I'll be able to come home. It just depends on how I'm doing. So that's a big deal. There was a lot to take in. My game buddy Dan took me down and spent the day, took me down to the hospital and spent the afternoon with me. I really appreciated having a friend there that I could talk to in such a trying time, and all the information that I got, I was struggling, and I want to say thank you to Dan for being there for me. That was huge. You know, I wonder at times why I sat down and shared all this personal information with everybody, and I try to answer that question in a logical kind of way, and my thinking is, you know, I guess I really have nothing to hide. I've spent some time in front of the camera, so it's not a big deal for me to get in front of the camera, but in order to kind of talk about some personal stuff, it's not easy. But I tell myself that I'm not only doing it for myself, but I'm doing it for other people, just to let them know they're not alone. Those of us MS warriors, you know, there's a lot of us out there, and we're all there for each other. Just know that you're not alone. And same with this brain tumor thing. You know, it's good to share and let other people know that we've got to be strong. You know, we can't sit around and wallow in our tears. It's okay to tear a little bit, but we got to push it aside and try to be strong and move through it. I know positive attitudes are the best thing to help get us through these kind of situations. And people say I have a great attitude, and sometimes it's a front because I'm just depressed, but I really do try to be strong and have a good attitude, and I always have, so I think we'll try to keep that, you know, going. But that being said, I'll be down for about 8 weeks after the surgery, and that means it'll be cutting real close to a time that I had planned on going on a river float with my gaming buddies James, Matt, and Terry, a week float down the Green River in southern Utah. And that's a trip that I've been wanting to do for years. We finally planned it. I planned it knowing that I wasn't feeling well and that something could come up. And of course this has happened, and so we'll have to just kind of put that on hold and see how I feel in about 10 weeks. And then that'll give me a better idea and see if I'm going to go do that float. So I think probably that's going to conclude this episode of MS, the Monster Inside Me. I just wanted to give everyone a little bit of an update on what, you know, was going on with me and this crazy tumor in my head. And I know this is a show about MS, and it's there, but I've got to take care of this tumor before I can deal with my MS. And it's just, that's exactly what I'm facing. So at the end of my show, I always like to give a shout out to people who are followers, and I have a couple of followers, that were students at the middle school where I spent, 15 years at, and a couple of them have been kind of following me, and I wanted to give a shout out to Vicente Mondragon, and I want to say thank you for watching, Vicente. It's your comments are appreciated, and thanks for watching. I appreciate that. And the other shout out I wanted to give out too was Ryan Hoover, and I've probably given him a shout out before, but Ryan was my main guy in the video club that I operated at the middle school, and he was a great kid to be around. He just took over, and he's Mr. Tech guy, and it made my fun job even that much funner and easier. So I just want to say hello to Ryan, and I appreciate your following, bud. I really do. And I want to give a shout out to my cousin Karen. Now Karen called me yesterday, and we had a fairly long discussion, and coincidentally Karen had a meningioma eerily similar to what I have, and she had hers removed 5 years ago. Hers was on the left side of her head, just down a little bit from where mine was, but hers was wrapped around a vessel. They couldn't get it all. They had to use chemo to remove it, and as far as I know, from what I understood, she's tumor free, and she's been taking get an MRI once a year to have it checked. I think last year she didn't because of the COVID situation, and that just threw a wrench in everybody's everything, but it was good to talk to her, and it was good to talk to someone who has experienced what I'm going through. And spent a lot of time with my cousin as a kid, in summer times, and so we were close younger, and it was good to hear from her and her husband Kevin, and I want to give a shout out to both of them too, and appreciated hearing from them and hearing their positive words. It made my day yesterday, it really did, and I want you to know that. So shout out to them. I think at that point we're going to end this show. I will do one more show before I go into the hospital on that Monday, 2 weeks from today. So I'll probably do it on a Sunday and get it out there. And you can see my jitters and my nervousness probably then when we're coming up to that date. But anyway, I want to say thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I will respond to them. If you leave a comment to me, I will take the time and respond back to you. I always appreciate the feedback. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. That means a lot to me. That's just kind of an encouraging, motivating thing to keep me going here. So I want to say thank you again for watching, and stay tuned for our next show here in a couple of weeks.